Hi, everybody. Welcome to another Sunday with Juno, my lovely co-host.
Oh, look at that. I saw the other. Look at that. Same as this. Somebody gave me a pair of skeleton socks, and they were folded over when they bought them. And like, you'd think that they would be right on the other side, and they're reversed. You know what I mean? They're both the same. So it's hard to explain, but they're not. It's like, even the
so
writing.
You have to wear one pair upside down.
Well, one pair, the writing is backwards. It's so obvious. It just cracks me up.
But, oh my goodness.
So silly. But hi,
obviously a counterfeit.
Yeah.
Got it from one of those cheapy sites, which I frequent a lot because I can't afford the real stuff. So, but yeah, we. Other than that, what you doing for the 4th? Anything fancy? Anything special?
Well, I'm doing a paid reading tomorrow, and then I'm taking nothing on the 4th, and then the 5th I have I'm receiving a reading, and then I have a live show on the 6th and a live show on the 10th. So, cool. Got to space it all out, and I have a bunch of practice groups that I work with, and of course everything's kind of on hold for the weekend. So
yeah.
Just trying to get my yard in order and staying out of the heat more than anything.
Yeah, Lisa Niedermeyer, she's usually in the chat.
Yeah.
She was on another show day before yesterday, talking about she didn't have anybody to practice with. She's wanting to learn. I was like, girl, all you got to do is say something. There's enough readers in the chat rooms, and somebody will say, hey, join our group. You can practice with us. And so I wasn't the only one saying it, so that made me feel good. And but
there's a lot of different groups, and you just find one that you resonate with, and
exactly, yeah. And like I told her, I said, do what I did. I said I would watch, and I would sit and do my cards with the ones on the show, and to see if what I was pulling was what they were pulling, and how would my interpretation be different. And I said, that's another good way to learn. So,
and doing tarot journaling is really, really helpful too. And like at first I would sit down to journal, like, I don't know what to write about. I didn't, my life is boring. And so then I would pull the cards and then write the definitions or whatever out of the book, what stuck out. And then I would start to like see, well, how did that fit into my day or whatever? And then, as you write it, you really ingrain it in your psyche more if you write it down and, just keep working with it. And it's a process, you don't learn tarot overnight.
No, I mean, I'm still learning them. I'm still, I still have to stop sometimes and look up a card because it's like, I'm going blank. I don't remember what it means. And it's just not talking to me. And so it's like, sometimes they talk to me and they'll tell me, but sometimes they don't. So
yeah, it's just a process, learning about the symbolism and stuff, and then you start to integrate that, and then you develop your own symbol meanings. You can start a little book where you start writing down what the things that you get are, what do those symbols mean to you, and not just necessarily what the historical symbol means. So
well, exactly. I mean, when I first started doing it, and I just got a little notepad, just a little spiral bound notebook. And I would pull, 2 or 3 cards every day, and I would write them down. And then I'd write down what the meaning for them was. And then I would just kind of study on them for the day. I'd carry the little book. And so there are still some cards I've never drawn in a reading. And usually those are the ones, if I draw it, I'm like, I don't remember this one.
But it's okay. That's the thing. It's okay to look in the book. There's no, it's the only way you learn it. There's no shame in it. And some people never look in the book. They just do it totally intuitively, and that's fine too. Everybody's got their own.
And I do a little of both. Sometimes it'll just jump out and just speak to me what it wants, and then that's easy. And then other times I just don't get anything from it. and so I have to stop and kind of look at the book and refresh my memory. But and everybody does it differently. That's what several people were saying, yesterday in the chat. They were like, no two people read the same. We all read differently. You just do what's comfortable for you and go from there.
Well, that's why they call it
Yeah.
an art,
Yeah.
something is an art. That's when it's up to your interpretation. A technique is kind of more rigid, and this is how it is, and you must do it this way. But an art is more flowing, and you can
Yeah.
have
I mean,
flexibility.
as I've started doing as the mediumship stuff has started opening up, it's I've read with other readers who are really strong mediums who are always like, put the cards down. You don't need them. You already know what the answer is. Just say it. And it's like but it's like it's comforting to have these in my
Yeah.
hand.
Well, yeah, and
Yeah,
that's the thing is you can't let someone else tell you how to do it. It's okay to suggest
right.
or whatever, but and some days you might feel stronger with your recall of what those are than other days, and a
Oh,
lot of times you can
absolutely.
read something one time and you see it a certain way, and then you go back and read it later and you're like, oh, I didn't realize it said that, and it's
One
all
of the
good.
greatest lessons I learned was I did a show with Jeffrey from Ripe Color.
Hmm.
Um, and he was at the time, it was right right before or right after the fire in New York, and he had to move,
Right.
and we had already scheduled to do the show, and he was doing a series of taking like one card
Hmm.
and inviting someone to come on, and then that's all you would talk about would be that one card and
Hmm.
all the different meanings and different variations you could get from the card, different ways you could look at the card, and our card was the Hangman, and I'd never really thought that much about it before, but then because he's an artist, he started bringing up things like, well, what are the colors on the
Hmm.
cards? What's in the background? Is there water? Are there mountains?
Hmm.
Is there a forest? Is there other people? Are there animals? He just started picking all this stuff out and saying it. I was just sitting there like, I never thought to look at it that way,
Hmm.
just because I hadn't been doing it long enough yet. And so it was a real eye opener for me to look at, especially if I have 3 or 4 or 5 cards laid out. Do they all have the same kind of background? Are they all the same colors? Do they all have the same kind of running theme through them? That they go together, and
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 sometimes you
that,
can look at what direction, like if there's a character, in a card, is it pointing at another character? Is it facing a certain way or facing away from
yeah,
them?
like
Or
your one-eyed jacks and stuff like that.
right, right.
Exactly. Hi, Gene. And so we got quite a few people in here with us. We got 11
Oh,
folks in so far,
well, hey
and we
everybody.
just been yakking. We got Gerald from Tarot Stash and
Hey
Heather
Gerald.
Indigo Jaguar. She and I did a show. Was it last night we did it? I don't remember. I think it was last night. Um, Gina's here, Isabella, and there's somebody else. Teresa, Pisces greeter. Teresa with her hugs for everybody. And let's see who else we got up in here. I know I saw some other name. Marby is here. And Teresa Levine is here. Sue from Butterfly Kisses is here. Um, wow, we got us a group. Very good.
Hey everybody. I
We
can't
just
see the chat, so I'm not ignoring
can't see the
anybody.
chat. I got to remember to post stuff when people write things. And because I forget. There we go. That was one I was trying to.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah, he
Jeffrey is
is.
a good reader. He really is, and
Hmm.
he's a fabulous artist. I mean, some of his
Hmm.
stuff is really. And as Gina says, it's all a learning process. Um, Gerald, reading tarot is personal and ever changing. That's very true.
Hmm. Yeah.
Um, Isabella, are there practice groups around for beginners? Oh, absolutely. Um, I don't know if you're aware of Tarot Love Community. Renee runs that website, and she has practice rooms set up with different readers that go in and offer to read with people that are just learning. Um, so it doesn't like really cost you anything. You just, or just say something to people in chat, like, hey, I would
Exactly.
love to practice with somebody. I guarantee you somebody's going to pipe up and say, oh, hey, I can meet you on Saturday at, 2 o'clock. We could, practice. And I mean, they're out there. You just got to kind of look for them, say the word. And yeah, that's right. Heather's going to be on tonight with Ivana for the full moon readings because tomorrow's full moon.
Nice.
And isn't it a super moon? No, it can't be a super moon. It's the first full
No,
moon month.
it's the buck moon. I think the buck moon or the salmon moon, I've heard it called. Because
Yeah, I
it's
don't
when the
remember.
salmon start running and it's when the bucks start growing their antlers.
Yeah, it's did I write it down? No, I didn't write it down. I just put new moon on my calendar. I forgot to write which kind of moon. Who's whimpering? That's probably one of Juno's dogs
Yeah, that's common. And he
wanting
doesn't
to
have an
come
off
inside.
switch. Sorry. He gets jealous when I talk to other people. So I,
And
I have
he
no,
can't see us. Yeah.
and he's not feeling well. He's had an upset stomach the last couple of days, so he's been rather
Oh
needy. So
no.
I apologize. I have no way to mute him.
That's
I
all
wish
right.
I did.
Hi,
Bear with me.
Rose. Like I said, you can let him in the room. It's not gonna bother me. It's you're the ones that
Oh, he'll just
would get
whine louder if he's closer. So it's not
yeah.
about that. He's as far away as I can have him in my little place, and but he's okay. He'll get over it.
And oh yeah, he'll be all right. Why do you need internet service and an iPad first? Okay, I'm missing part of the conversation. I don't know.
Well,
It's
if she wants
it's
to
the
do
button.
practices,
Oh,
probably.
okay. Yeah, I think it is the buck moon. Okay, it is a super moon.
Hmm.
Okay, cool. Um, a blue moon. Blue moon is the one if you have two full moons in 1 month.
You're right.
The
Hmm.
second one is called a blue moon because it's
Hmm.
the second full moon in a month, which I didn't know that until I got into all of this stuff and started reading up about it. And you know what I just discovered today? We have a rock shop here in town, a
Oh,
crystal
no.
a crystal metaphysical store rock shop. I was like, what? How long have they been? Evidently they've been here for a long time. I never knew they were here. I never saw them. And it's where I used to live. I would have drove past them every day. And I just never noticed the building. And or never noticed the store. It's like one of those little outdoor strip malls. And
Hmm.
I was like, damn, I'm gonna have to go over there and go check it out. That's all I need is to be a rock shop in town where I can get to them.
Yeah, we've got one here locally, and I don't even dare go in there because it's like, don't even start. I got enough rocks on my own before. I need a place to. If somebody gives me an envelope, I got to sleep in the bathtub because there's no more room in the house. So
Uh, oh, it's Tarot Love Community is the name of the group of the website. Renee, and I don't remember Renee's last name. I forget. Um, one of the mods should be able to look up the web address and put it in there. And but uh, so yeah, okay. So what are destiny cards? We're being asked. That's your department, so I will let you describe it. And
okay. Hey, Isabella. Destiny cards is a method of reading cards with a regular deck of cards as opposed to like tarot or oracle cards. And it goes way back to the beginning of time, pretty much. And for each, if you let us know what your birthday, your just day and month, I can tell you what card you are. Each day of the year has a card associated with it, except for December 31st. That card is the Joker card, and that person can choose to be any card they wish to be. But there's 7 52-day cycles in a year, and a year runs from your one birthday to the next. It's not January 1st until December 31st, unless, of course, you're born on January 1st. And each 52-day cycle is ruled by a different planet. So, like if something is going on during the Venus phase, then it has to do with relationships. If it has to do with the Jupiter phase, that's usually your best 52-day period of the year. And then now I've just started my Saturn phase, which is the teacher, which is the most challenging. So, I just have to keep that in mind when I'm facing things. So
And
June.
the way we started doing this so that Juno's not literally doing all the reading work, um, she'll pull your destiny card and I'll pull an oracle card. And so we put in, it's amazing how they wind up going together. It really is. Um, we just need the month and the day. We don't need the year of your birthday. Once you get your reading on your birthday, you don't have to ask again for another one because it doesn't change. Your birthday's still going to be your birthday. But if you want to ask, say, what your husband's reading would be, what's his birthday, or your kids, or your boss, or your coworker, or your business. Businesses have birthdays, so to speak,
Mhm.
from the day they
Mhm.
officially open. Um, so hi, Jenny, and it's kind of cool. I mean, what amazes me is how many diamonds we get in this
I
group.
know. Isn't it crazy?
That's
It's
the
probably, I would
wildest
say like
thing.
75 to 80% of the people are diamonds.
Yeah. And diamonds are the money people. Y'all go figure. You would think we would have a lot more, what is it, clubs that would be
Well, the hearts, would
the
be your
hearts
like
and the
would be
clubs.
like
Yeah.
cups, emotional. The clubs is more your mental side, and the spades is more your spiritual side. So you think almost anything but diamonds would show up. But then again, we've got a sparkly constellation of viewers, so you look at it that way, and it makes sense. But Isabella's card for June 30th is the King of Hearts. It's the master of the heart, emotional, romantic power, healing through love and paternal power. And your challenge is arguing, being overbearing and immature. So that's just a
Cool.
brief synopsis of what that card means. So, and
And I
because
just,
it's the king doesn't mean that it's necessarily a male. It's just like with tarot cards, does we both carry male and female energies. So, but king is like top of the heap. Um, I would say a little more. I don't know if powerful is the right word. King and queen hold their own different powers, but queen tends
yeah,
to be a little softer than the king. So,
I have one of those rare birth dates. I have the Ace of Spades,
yeah, that's the
which
most
is,
powerful card in the deck.
I was like, wow.
And I
That's
still
kind of
haven't got
cool.
to your reading. It's on my list. It's just been a busy time, but I will be
Oh,
getting to
not to
your
worry.
your
Okay,
reading.
Isabella. And then I just got a brand new deck, Oracle deck. They just released it. It's called Healing Waters Oracle
Mhm.
by Rebecca Campbell. It's really a cool deck. Um, and I pulled for you, it's Water Codes, is what it says. Um, Ancient wisdom, the intelligence is within you. How about that?
Well, that
So,
goes along with the King of Hearts, ancient wisdom and tuning into your own emotions and your own intuition. That's another side.
exactly.
The King of Hearts would be someone with strong intuition. So,
Exactly. Okay, next up we got Miss. Wait a minute. I just lost somebody. I hit the wrong button. Come back, come back. I think it was Rose that I accidentally. It was Rose that I accidentally deleted. Sorry, Rose.
oh,
I meant to hit the star to unstar you, and I hit the delete button instead. I was like, okay, I'm just not with it today. Y'all bear with me. Okay, Rose Blue 8-8, Lionsgate.
that's right. That's right. And there's a video on my in my playlist that I did about 8-8 Lionsgate that's really interesting that explains the different meanings of that. So you might want to check that out, Rose Blue. And your card for that.
Absolutely. Gina's already put Juno's channel address in the chat, plus it's in the description box below. So it's very easy to go go check out Juno's channel and watch her videos. And I got you, Marby, and I got I went blank on what I was going to say. Okay, never mind. If it's important, it'll come back to me.
Thank you for that. And thanks, Gina. I appreciate that. And my car is all ready to be sold. I'm just waiting for that buyer to come along so I can get that computer so I can start creating more content. So I hope you guys will be.
Hi,
but there's a lot on my channel already it's like I have a lot of teaching type videos. So there's a lot of subjects and a lot of stuff. And I do have some of the tarot cards covered, and I will be continuing with that part too. So,
and I just dropped 2-3 new card flips. I've been slowly going through all of my cards and doing a card flip through for all of my decks. And then I've got quite a few built up, and I've been releasing like a couple every week for people to be able to go and look at and see if that deck might appeal to them. It's one thing you see 1 or 2 cards and you're not really sure if that deck is going to suit you, but I've had a lot of people come back and tell me that, oh, it helps having the flip through because I can see all the cards and kind of get a feeling on the energy on them. So, okay, so I'm sorry, Rose Blue, 8-8. I'm running at the mouth here.
That's okay. So for Rose Blue, we got another diamond. We got the 5 of diamonds. Fluctuation in values, a business journey, change in finances, sales, and your challenge is accountability. So this is somebody who, money might come in and come out of your life very easily, kind of run through your fingers, so to speak. But, the part about that is if it goes out, then it'll come in again, ebb and flow of that. So, just keep in mind about the accountability part would be, how do you perceive it when you're at that low tide of money not coming in? Not to blame others for it, to look at how you can, manifest more abundance in your life, because money, it isn't just about money, it's also about abundance of all sorts. So
right.
And I'm a 5 also. I'm just gonna say I'm a 5 also. I'm the 5 of hearts, so I know how challenging the 5 path can be, but we can do it. There's a reason that we're in that role in this lifetime. So,
and I pull for you the mist. Trust your inner compass. Be led from within. So that goes right along with what Juno was saying there in your card. Just go with the internal, what you feel like you're being led to do. And all right, next up, Miss Sonia Pinola.
Oh. Hey, Sonia.
January 5th.
Ooh. Okay. For Sonia. So the card for January 5th is the 9 of Spades. So here we go with the spiritual card. Lifestyle completion.
A different deck, a different suit.
Yeah. It's the strongest of all the 9s. So that would mean the 9 of clubs, 9 of hearts, 9 of diamonds. Endings, transition, focus on the universal, and your challenge is egolessness. So just because you're so powerful, don't get all uppity about it, keep it all in perspective.
There you go.
The spades also, when it kind of encompasses also the other 3 suits, the hearts and the diamonds and the clubs. So, and that's the pinnacle. You go from 0 all the way up to 9 before you start again, start a new cycle. So very powerful card. It's nice to see a spade in our midst. We always, we have so many diamonds.
Had to do a double take there. Hi, Janet. Welcome to the show. Okay, and I drew for you the pearl. I love pearls. That's my birthstone. It says alchemy, the reward at the end, from grit to grace. So, yeah, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, it takes an irritant to create a pearl, because a little bit of sand or something gets in the oyster, and then they create this substance around it, and then its nacre is what they call the outside that gets that, moonstony kind of look. So
That's right. I forgot. Janet C now was Bora Bora, and I keep forgetting. I knew she changed her name, and I couldn't remember which name it went to. I'm so bad with names, y'all. I'm so sorry. It's just a mental block I have. I don't know why. Um, okay, Heather, December 6th.
ooh, Sagittarius. Oh, Sag.
Yeah.
Okay, for Heather, we have the Queen of Clubs. Let's see what she tells us. It's all about intuitive knowledge. How appropriate, Heather. Knowledge from source. Listen to your inner voice. Being receptive. And your challenge, I know you probably can't relate to this at all, Heather. It says disregard for your own feelings. So, start regarding your own feelings and realizing that, how you feel is important to whatever relationships that you have with other people. It's okay to speak up. You're a valuable person, and you have valuable insights to share. And the Queen of Intuition, that's huge. That's a lot of power there for you, Heather.
Yeah, that's let's see. Ooh, I got bounteous, generously given, relationships coming together. I can never hold these cards right. Here we go.
Wow.
That's cool. And that's definitely you, Heather, as far as you give generously of your time and your efforts, and you're always right there to help build on relationships. So that that really, knowing you personally is like, yeah, that fits you. Um,
And don't give so much of yourself away that you don't keep your own, value your own self.
exactly.
'Cause it's hard, especially for women. I think it's
I
more of a
got your flex.
challenge.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, let's see. We've got Willow, October
Ooh.
2nd.
Okay,
Yeah,
drum
yeah.
roll. Guess what?
It's a diamond.
It is. I always have to look like 3 times just to be sure, because it's like, can it really be? It's just amazing.
The first time we did this, both of us were like shocked with how many diamonds we were pulling. Like this can't be right. That's what Juno kept saying. I must be looking at something wrong.
Well, for Willow, we have the 7 of Diamonds, victory through faith, having an attitude of gratitude, love or money conflict, and your challenge is having balanced values. So, sevens is the most spiritual number. And, it's always a challenge because it's easy to get too far into the spiritual or too far, away from the spiritual. So just keep it all in perspective. And victory through faith. So you probably draw a lot of your sense of self and how you operate in the world through your spiritual side. So just keep it in perspective, balanced out with the abundance part, the monetary part.
Very good. And hi, Chris MK just joined us. Okay, Willow, I pulled for you the Sacred Well. And it says replenishment, self care, giving from a place of plenty. So that seems to fit right along with our theme here. Um, 821 is a Leo, I believe. All right. Okay, next up we got Gina M. Oh,
Yeah.
she wanted us to pull for the 4th of July for the USA.
Oh, good idea.
There we go. That's a good idea.
Anybody got a guess what this card will be? Drum roll, please. It is the Jack of Diamonds, which is the inspirational idea card. How appropriate for the United States. A good salesperson, originality, financially creative, an idealist, And the challenge is balancing spiritual and materialism. How appropriate is that for this country? You know, that it was such an
Good.
original idea. And, you know, I think that our country inspires other countries. I've heard it said that, you know, if United States gets a, if the United States sneezes, the whole world gets a cold, you
Yeah,
know? So we're all
very
connected.
true.
And we're the most, you know, wealthiest country, so that it's appropriate with the diamonds. And the jack would be, we're a fairly young country compared to a lot of other nations. So
Oh yeah, we're still a toddler, which is why we have so many tantrums over here. And I'm pulling from another new oracle deck I just got called the Healing Spirits Oracle. And this is really kind of a cool deck too. And of course, this is for the US of A. And it says, heal yourself to heal the world. What were you just saying about everybody getting a cold?
yeah. Well, and we're going through that right now. You know, the United States is going through like another birth process almost, and
Yeah, exactly.
it affects the entire world what we
We're
do.
leaving our terrible twos and going into the argumentative threes
Mhm.
is the only nice way I can think to put it. Okay, so this one's for Gina, September 21st.
Okay.
And I didn't skip you, Fleck. I got you, darling. Don't worry. You're on the list. Gina was just ahead of you. Actually, you're next, so just chill. You're good.
For Gina, moderator extraordinaire, we have the Three of Clubs, mental creativity, accumulation of thoughts, writing and expressing ideas, and your challenge is a confused mind or beliefs. So maybe Gina's somebody who's a writer or a poet or a journalist, or if not, maybe you like to read a lot and you know, doing research and things like that. So you know, just keep your own perspective through it all. Don't get so caught up in what everyone else's opinions are that you lose your own side of what you believe.
Exactly. Exactly. And I pulled for you the waterfall. And it says inner power, unbridled confidence, claiming your place. So figure out where your place is in the world, where your goals are leading you, where spirit is leading you, and claim that and move into that. Claim that space for yourself.
And back to the writing part, that might even just mean journaling. You know, perhaps that's a way that you know, I have been resistant to journaling, figuring I got nothing to write. And then when I find when I sit down and write, and if I'm really having a tough day, I think, oh, I got all these cards, all these playmates and these cards, and I pull them out and I start doing a reading for myself. And every single time I feel better. And it really, really helps. So, and you also learn at the same time. You learn the cards and you learn about yourself.
You do. You do. I mean, I'm spotty with the journaling. It's like I'll go along and will write almost every day, 2-3 pages, and then I'll hit a dry spell. It's like I don't put anything at all. A whole month will go by and I'll be like, I haven't even written in my book yet today. And sometimes it's no more than just a couple of sentences, and sometimes, like I said, it's a couple of pages. It just kind of depends on what's happening in my life at the moment. Okay, next up is Fleck. August 20th. Hi, Rossi's Den and Lauren Huntslinger. And let's see who else popped in here. Make sure I didn't miss anybody.
So for Fleck, we've got, this is a clubs day today as opposed to diamonds. We have the Six of Clubs, the messenger, an intuitive truth seeker, inner knowing, compromise equals good communication. And your challenge is ignoring the inner truth. So you can get so caught up in what the quote unquote truth is out there, the truthiness, as Stephen Colbert used to say. But what's really important is when you know in your gut what your truth is.
I love that it's the messenger. I pulled the water oracle, and it says here psychic abilities, acting on visions. It's destined. And you're getting there that you're the messenger. So yeah, that kind of goes right together there.
And things that are true shift over time. There's like there's a large percentage of things. You look at 100 years ago, things that were quote unquote true are no longer true. So it's
She says she loves to read. So
there you go.
yeah, we have a lot of very intellectual people. Most people think that folks who are psychic or who watch or listen to psychics or anything like that are not very smart people, that they're kind of idiots. And actually, I have found the absolute reverse is true. Some of the smartest people I have met are people within this community. And it's just, it really is, a good measure, I think, of just how open your mind is. Because the more you educate yourself, the more open your mind becomes. The more open your mind becomes, the more you're willing to accept in things out of the norm because it's a learning process. Um, so let me see. And Rossi showed up, and Lauren, I want to make sure. Hi, Ellen. I didn't miss anybody. And just scrolling back a little bit here, making sure I didn't skip over anyone. Dum, 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 dum. Hi, Viviani. Wow, we got all kinds of people coming to see us today.
Yay.
Awesome. 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 Y'all just really tickle me to death. I love it. Okay, next up is Marby, October 8th. And thank you, she says.
Oh, you're most welcome. Oh, here we go. Another club. It's a club day today.
I got you, Ellen. I got you, Ellen. Another club?
Yeah.
Wow.
So we have
That's
another.
like so unusual.
We've got another queen of clubs: intuitive knowledge, knowledge from source, listening to your inner voice, being receptive, and disregarding your own feelings is your challenge. So you and Heather from Indigo Jaguar Arts have something in common there that
There you go.
and just keep it all in balance. You can see how she's facing. She's looking right at that club. She's looking at her intuition. She's looking at that club to receive her messages and receive her gifts. So trust your gut when you hear something. Don't think, oh, something from the outside or so and so says this is accurate or that's accurate. Go with what you know in your gut, and it won't let you down.
There you go. And I pulled immerse yourself. And it says training, learning, new hobbies, passions. So, what are your passions? What is it that you want to learn? What kind of hobbies do you want to do? That all ties in together, to do the things that really make you feel passionate. Because when you do things that you're passionate about, it's not a job anymore. It's doing what you feel like you're being called to do. And it can make a huge difference. And I mean, whether if you get paid for what you do or not, if you do what you love, then you're far happier than anybody making six figures will ever be, because you're doing what you're being called to do. Let's see. Next up, we got Anna Hutchinson, June the 8th. Oh, a Gemini. We're almost birthday twins. We're close, just a week apart. And
Well, we had to have some diamonds people show up just to keep us feeling abundant. So we have the 9 of diamonds for
Well, there
Anna.
you go.
That is the giver card, capital outlay, being generous, financial completion. And your challenge is misery follows selfishness. So, if you're lucky enough to have plenty or enough to share, don't be a reservoir, be a fountain and share. And that doesn't mean just give all your money away, but there's a lot of ways to give abundance that aren't necessarily coinage. So you're at the top of the heap there with the number 9. And
Absolutely.
don't give away everything so that you don't have enough for yourself. Keep it in balance.
Exactly. And then I pulled the sirens. And that says use your voice, expansion, freedom. What was Juno just saying? It just amazes me how the cards just go together for this. And okay, let's see. Jenny Strauch is next. October 29th.
Almost a Halloween baby.
I'm telling you.
I love Halloween.
I do too.
So Ginny, your card is the 6 of Hearts, the law of love. And it's also the Christmas card, the gift bearer. And it's fated love affair, having a stable heart. And your challenge, though, is to be humble. So also, my card is the 5 of Hearts. So Jenny and I might be past life people. When you have a card that, that's next to whatever your card is, that could be a past life connection. So, how wonderful. The law of love. What a beautiful
exactly.
card to have.
And then I pulled the rainbow. It says sweet relief, new beginnings, a new way forward. And that kind of all goes together when you're working on on moving forward in your life of being able to reach out. Let's see here. Okay. Next up. Marby, I'm confused. What does this? Did we have the wrong day for you? I'm not sure. Hi, Maruda.
That's not a problem, Marby. We have for the 9th, it's the King of Clubs rather than the Queen of Clubs. So let's see what the King of Clubs has to tell us. And back to Jenny's card, that is the card for Christmas Day, is the 6 of Hearts. So just to verify that in case I wasn't clear. So the King of Clubs is the master of the mind, master communicator, intuitive, excuse me, live your truth, mental success. But your challenge is being controlling. So, and controlling can be about relationships in your life or being overly controlling over how you view your own life and being too much of a perfectionist, analysis paralysis kind of thing. So, but you would be someone who would be a very good psychic or card reader if that's something that you're interested in, because master of the mind, highly, highly intuitive.
There you go. All right, next up we got Janet C. February 22nd. Oh, my son is February 3rd. That makes you
look at all those 2s.
What comes after Aquarius?
Pisces.
Is it? Yeah, Pisces. Okay. Is it Pisces? I don't remember.
Or is it? Yeah, Pisces and then Aries. Is that right? Because Aries is the first one. Pisces is the last.
Yeah.
So for Janet, we have the 3 of Diamonds, creative finances, money concerns, financial uncertainty, and your challenge is reliance upon others. So again, the odd numbers in the deck are usually less stable than the even numbers. So, possibly money comes and goes easily for you, or, more freely than you might like. But being that it says creative finances, you can always come up with creative ways to find a way to bring abundance into your life. And again, this is another warning or alert to not depend on others too much for your abundance. Make sure that you're doing everything you can to bring as much abundance into your life as possible.
Exactly. And then I drew for you the mist, and it says, trust your inner compass, be led from within. So that's trusting your instincts, trusting what
Hmm.
you feel like you're hearing that you need to do. Um, and that can be hard because, oh, thank you, Marby. That's so sweet. Um, let's see. Next up, we got Chris MK, February 21st.
Hey, Chris. Oh,
Howdy, howdy, Chris.
we're back with our inner diamonds again. That's good. We like all the cards. It's like I'd love to see all like put us all together and see what kind of a poker hand we get one of these days. I think that would be
Wouldn't
pretty
that be
fun.
something? We could probably take a run on the casinos.
Yeah. So for Chris, we have the Four of Diamonds, which is financial stability, success through high ideals, a good supply of money and values. Your challenge is financial insecurity and being self-indulgent. So, this would be somebody who would be a really good banker, or, somebody involved with investments, or, CPA, somebody who deals with their money and other people's money. So just like I said, with all these cards, as with anything, just like astrology or anything you're looking at, just keeping it all in perspective and keeping it all balanced is always important.
That's it. And I pulled for you, let it go. And it says, release the past, forgive, soften, move forward. So you gotta let go of all of that. It's not what's important. Let go of what's pulling you down and concentrate on like what Juno was talking about. Put your focus there, and and I think things are going to work out really good for you. I have a really good feeling. So, okay, wait a minute. Willow had a vision of a great many of us standing by a large well in the desert, holding hands and talking with water jugs balanced on our heads.
Hmm. Interesting.
If we're I'm not a dream interpreter per se, but if we're in the desert, so our jobs then would be we're to nourish, replenish the community. Our jobs are to water water the seeds that are planted. That's why we have all that water with us, so that we can help things grow and become stronger.
Well, I also see that holding hands and talking, so that shows a community. And when
Yeah.
I see the water jugs balanced on our heads, you think of the people who live in Africa, that's how, because they have to carry their water. They don't have a lot of people don't have running water like we do. And so these women have all come together. Well, maybe, not necessarily women, but people have come together, and they've got this reserve of water. Their hands are free. Their hands are free to hold each other's hands, to do creative, productive things, but they have the water, like Sherry said, to nurture things and to bring it to grow. But also water is our emotions, and that
Hmm.
it's on our head. That's also speaking to our mental state. So there's a lot in that dream. Thanks
Oh
for
yeah.
sharing that.
You should go on with um, Dream Detective Kate and Allie on one of their shows where they analyze dreams.
Hmm.
I know Kate is really good at that.
Hmm. She is. She's
Um,
excellent at it.
okay, next up we got Ellen,
Never
May
heard.
26th. Wow, that was like the day after my husband's birthday. His birthday was May 25th. 5, 25, 55. I was like, dude, you like fives, huh?
Well, fives are the number of man, and fives are the number of change. And when I say man, I mean humans, not
Yes,
men.
yeah.
But here's another club, which is the messenger, intuitive truth seeker, inner knowing. Compromise equals good communication, and ignoring your inner truth is your challenge. So, the sixes are the most balanced cards out of all the numbered cards that we have in this method. So, uh, you might be somebody who, I picture remember Ernestine when Lily Tomlin used to do her as the phone operator,
Mm.
and plugging in the different lines and getting people connected. So, what's your role as a messenger? And it could be somebody who is a card reader or who receives messages from the other side, because sixes are also, or the clubs are also mental and intuitive. So if you're not using those abilities yet, I would focus on them because they're there for you to reach out to and to develop them.
And then I pulled the wishing well. Hello. Is everything tying together here? It says unexpected gifts, kindness, karmic jewels. I like that. I like that vision that gives. And then here we just were talking with Willow about her dream, water in the well in the desert.
Mm-hmm.
And I pull a card that's the wishing well. So you can't make this stuff up. Gives me shivers down my spine some days. Okay. Um, Maruda has two sisters. Her oldest sister is October 29th. Um,
So there's two people now today that have that same birth date. And it's the Six of Hearts, another one that could be possibly a past life person for me because I'm the Five of Hearts. So this again is the law of love, the Christmas card, the gift bearer, a fated love affair, having a stable heart, and your challenge is to be humble. So don't let all that love and romance go to your head. Stay humble, and that will improve your relationships. But how lovely to be the gift bearer and be just live by the law of love. I think that's really beautiful.
that's really cool. Okay, and then her other sister is February 23rd.
Okay. That is another diamonds card. We have the two of diamonds.
Wow.
The next
Okay.
card
Ellen
talks
says,
about,
thank you very much, Juno.
oh, you're white. Well, we're thank you for being here. That makes the show go round.
Absolutely.
So for the other sister, we have the two of diamonds, which is the financial deal card, balanced values, partnership for security. And the challenge is being fearful and controlling. So this is somebody who might be so focused on money that when they don't have enough really sets them off into that spiral of, oh no, how am I gonna make things, have enough in my bank account? But if the financial deal card, this is somebody who can always come up with a way to have money in their pocket. Maybe they're a car salesman or, some kind of a broker, anybody who's dealing, because two is our partnership. Or maybe they're in a business partnership with someone. So
There
a
you
lot
go.
of power there in that financial deal card. What'd you get?
Okay. I didn't draw an oracle for the sisters.
Oh, okay.
Because the next one up is going to be Maruda's birthday, and then
Oh, okay.
I drew a card for her. Um, Ellen, manifesting is great. Be specific. I've been manifesting for a year and a half to get a newer used car, or a nicer car than the one I had because it was not going to pass inspection again. So it was like I was starting to run out of time and I was getting panicked. I didn't expect to be answered by a car wreck where my car got totaled.
Be careful what you wish for.
That's how I have the money to pay for the car that I bought on Friday because I didn't have the money otherwise. So it's like, what I was asking for was answered, just not in the way that I thought it would be answered. So just a word of warning, be very specific in how you want your questions or your desires answered. Not to, don't leave too much up in the air because spirit can really take you by surprise with how they answer you sometimes.
Yeah, ask for solutions to come with ease and grace and not,
There
a
you
brick
go. I
wall
mean, I
or
kept asking for the most benevolent outcome, that no one be injured in any way, shape, or form. No injuries would occur. And so, in that, I was extraordinarily lucky because my son walked away with a sprained ankle when he should have been being scraped up off the concrete, according to the police officer. Um, so, yeah, that can just be specific. Be very sure what it is you want to ask for. Okay, and then okay, last one we've got is Maruta's birthday, and that is November 26th.
we're back into the hearts again. Lots of hearts and clubs today. How nice.
I'm telling you, that's wild.
So for Maruta, we have the Seven of Hearts, which is unconditional love, have faith, letting go of desires, inspiration, seeking answers. And your challenge, however, is to develop a giving attitude. So a lot of times we see the hearts and we think it's all, everything's just flowing, 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 but sometimes we can be hanging on to our emotions too much, or onto the love that we can share. So, and the sevens, again, you've got a spiritual number there, so look at how that relates in your life, to weave that spiritual and the heart-centered part together. Don't be so focused on, a lot of people who are givers think that they're better than everybody else, you know what I mean, whatever, because they're always giving. But if you only give and you never allow yourself to receive, you're not completing the circuit, and that becomes a control issue. So it's really important to be able, as much as you want to give, you have to allow things to come in and to receive them as well. Let others give to you also.
Exactly. Okay, and then I pulled from the healing or here the healing spirits oracle. I just got led to pull a card from there. It says it is always okay to ask for guidance when the way is unclear. So don't be afraid to ask for help. And then I had pulled the mist,
Hmm.
which says trust your inner compass, be led from within. So both of those cards are saying go with what you feel spirit is telling you to do. Um, be that open heart, that open hand, but be willing to accept as well as receive, as Juno was saying. Oh, good. And she says, I'm not afraid of receiving either. Good.
Oh, good, good.
Good,
Because
good, good.
just because that's saying that's your challenge, that doesn't mean that we work on things, and as we get older, hopefully we learn those lessons and we can step into the higher aspects of whatever our cards are, whether that's tarot or destiny or whatever method you're using.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So, did I miss you, Rossi? I'm sorry. We missed one.
Oh, well, let's got to get everybody.
October 16th. My apologies. That was me and my oversight.
So we have another six of clubs. What have we had? 3 or 4 different six of clubs today. And that is, again, the messenger, intuitive truth seeker, inner knowing, compromise equals good communication, and your challenge is ignoring the inner truth. So, you know, be be open to those messages you receive, and don't doubt them when it says doubting your inner truth there. Don't question it. It like there's a whole thing about listen with your gut, or my gut told me this or that. There's a reason why there's a physical reason that we experience things. Like sometimes we'll walk into a room and our stomach just kind of flips over, like, yeah, this doesn't feel right.
Yeah.
I'm learning as I get older, the more and more, every time that happens, if I don't listen to it, there's a reason why I should have listened.
Oh
And
yeah, something invariably happens. You're like, damn it, I knew I should have listened to my gut on that.
mhm,
And then I pulled for you. You are your purpose. So following your purpose in life, trying to guide and help others includes yourself. Don't forget to include yourself. Self care is very important. We have to make sure we take care of ourselves first so that we can take care of everybody else and the kids and the spouses and the animals and the parents and the grandparents and the neighbors and the boss and the coworkers. I mean, we're all so busy running around taking care of everybody else that I'm sweating with my glasses on. We're all so busy running around trying to take care of everything and everyone that we forget the number one person to take care of is me, myself, and I. And I'm like number one guilty party here going in that I will push myself till I drop, trying to do everything for everybody else and not take time for me. Um, that lesson got brought home very strongly the last year that my mom was alive. And I had to learn to give myself time to step away and rejuvenate me in
mhm.
order to take care of her. Um, and so, yeah, that's very important.
Well, a lot of people don't realize that it actually takes energy to sleep. So don't push yourself to the point of total exhaustion because you will not get restorative sleep. And sometimes, like lately, I take a pre-nap, like I need a nap before my nap.
Yeah.
Or, it's okay to take a little siesta now and then, and, even
Absolutely.
10 or 15 minutes, and then you're refreshed to get up and go again, especially as we get older. And they're
I do it
showing that
every
it,
day on my lunch break at work. I go in the car and I put the seat back and I take a 20-minute power nap.
mhm.
And it does wonders. I'm able
Yeah.
to finish the day. So
Well, they're showing that it has a positive effect on our brain function and, our ability, because as we get older and as we age, brain cells don't necessarily bump into each other as often as maybe they should. And
yeah,
another thing that's important is drinking plenty of water, especially now. There's so many, it doesn't even matter if you live in the northern areas, it's still dang hot out there. And we don't
yes,
think about how important it just straight water,
hydrate.
not coffee, not tea, not soda. You need, and not alcohol because that dehydrates you, but drink plenty of water because by the time you're thirsty, it's already too late. You're already dehydrated. So,
Yeah,
keep that
exactly.
keep that going, and if you're out in the hot sun, put on a hat. Stay in the shade as best you can. Like here, it gets so hot. If you're going to drive, if your car's been parked outside, you got to put on oven mitts to be able to touch the steering wheel because
Oh,
it's
I remember when I lived in Phoenix. I mean, you'd walk a freaking mile from the front of the store just to find a shady spot to park. And you opened the car door and then you just stood back and kind of let the
Mhm.
heat escape before you
Mhm.
got into it.
And
Uh,
don't leave your pets or kids in the car, even with the window cracked. It's an oven in there. Or
yeah,
elderly people, somebody who maybe isn't as mobile. Don't leave them out in the car. It's not a good idea.
yeah, no,
So,
and you can go to jail for it nowadays because most states now have laws against that.
mhm.
Now let's say your kids in the car seat with your grandmother or your mother, and you leave the car running, and while you run in the store and they're in the car, that's different. But we're talking about is just shutting it down, locking it up, and going inside and leaving whoever in the car. Yeah, I don't care how much you crack the windows or whatnot. It's like putting someone in an oven and
Mhm.
just letting them cook,
Mhm.
and that's not good.
Yeah.
So
And
you
don't
know,
leave your pets outside for long periods. And, think about, like, if you're going to walk your dog in the morning when it's cooler because that pavement gets really hot and it burns their paws.
and make
And
sure you get the little, especially if you live in areas with a lot of concrete. Get the
mhm,
little, you can get the little doggy pads, like the little
mhm,
booties
mhm,
that'll slip up over their paws so that They're the skin underneath the fur on the bottom of their paws doesn't get burnt. I know my son went and took his little dog out the other day, and it was just ungodly hot. And he said when he first went out there, the dog didn't want to go out on the concrete, didn't want to walk across the sidewalk because it was so hot. He had to pick him up and carry him
Yeah.
to the grass,
Yeah.
let him do his business, and then pick him up and carry him back to the patio, which was in shade, so the concrete wasn't hot. But
Right.
it was too hot even for him to just walk that little distance. You know, his would have burnt his little feet.
And
So
don't shave your dog's hair so like so all there is skin showing, and then take them out in the hot sun, because they get skin burn too,
oh yeah, yeah,
and
they
can
get a
be more
sunburn.
susceptible to skin
And
cancer
their
that way.
coats are actually designed to keep them cool.
They're
I mean, we look
insulated.
at it and think, oh my God, you got to get rid of that coat that's got to be burning up. But actually, the way that an animal's coats are designed are to keep them cool in
Mhm.
the summer because all that outer hair absorbs and reflects the sun and the heat, and it keeps their internal area cooler.
Mhm.
Uh, which I didn't even know that until I had a vet explain it to me one time because my cat got out and was out for too long when I lived in Phoenix and got sick from the heat. And he was and we had just I just had him groomed like a couple of weeks before, so his hair was still really short on his body. And that's when I took him to the vet was like, yeah, don't let him cut him that short in the summer because they use that fur to protect themselves. And so I was like, you learn something new every day.
It's like an insulator.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. Um, well, we are just over an hour here. Thank you, Juno, for another lovely Sunday afternoon. Uh,
Yeah, thank you for having me. And it was fun to have others, see the other suits represented other than Diamond. Not that we don't love them all. It's just kind of fun
no,
to.
yeah, but it's kind of cool. Wow, we got some different coats, some different suits to look at.
Yeah.
Um, that was kind of cool. Thank all of you for coming and supporting us and for your donations and everything. I really really appreciate it. Juno and I will be back. Blah 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 blah. On the 16th. That'll be our next show. So because we're doing
Okay.
every other Sunday, and then once she gets her car sold and her computer up and running, then we
It's off
can.
to the races then. Watch
Yeah,
out,
and then
people.
look out. We're gonna be
Got
good to
card
go.
decks coming, and live shows and some surprises. So I'm working behind the scenes, and when spirit's ready for me to go ka-ching, here's the deal with your car, I'm ready to take off. So
There you go. There
I'll
you
need a
go.
pre-nap for my pre-nap then.
Yeah, we'll have to put a lasso around her to hold her back.
Hang on, everybody.
Well,
Katie
I tell
bar the
you,
door, right?
for everybody in the States, happy Independence Day. Please, please, please drive careful if you have to get out on the road or if you go boating or anything like that and there's alcohol, even if you're not the one drinking, there are other people drinking.
Mm-hmm.
And there are just as many very fatal boat accidents as there are car accidents
Mm-hmm.
on the road. So especially over holidays. So y'all stay safe, you know, be careful, stay home if you can. It's probably cooler than being out in all that heat. If you can find a swimming pool, go find a swimming pool to sit in all day. Um,
And if you don't have that, get a pool, a plastic pan of water, and soak your feet in it, because that'll cool you
yeah,
down too. Just
yeah, put
get
cold
that.
water and ice cubes in it and just sit on the patio and stick your feet in the cold water. You'd be surprised how that'll cool you off.
Think cool thoughts.
Well,
And
that's
thanks
right.
for being
Well,
here. We appreciate everybody being here for 4th of July weekend. Yeah, there you go. The
absolutely.
water and crystals out tonight. And
That's
if
right.
anybody wants a private reading, you can email me at junocs@gmail.com, and we can work something out. And I think Sherry's got that
Same with
posted
me.
below
Yep.
also.
Just email. My email's in the description box below. Just email me. Just put reading, please, in the subject line so I don't accidentally delete your email because I get a lot of emails.
Hmm.
Um, And so sometimes I get frustrated and I just start deleting stuff, and it's like halfway through I'm like, oh crap, I needed to keep some of those. And then I have to go back and look for them. So yeah, help me keep up. Thank y'all very much for coming and hanging with us this Sunday afternoon. Have a lovely evening. I think the cool crone is getting ready to come on, and I think Heather's getting ready to come on, and um, yeah, Heather's got a thing tonight with the to do with the moon, her and Ivana.
Oh,
So
good. Have to check it out.
and so y'all be sure to check that out, and take care. Enjoy your holiday time. Stay safe. Stay hydrated, and we'll see in a. I'll see everybody on Tuesday. I'm going to be on Sun Psychic Jean's channel
Oh, nice.
Tuesday. She invited me to come, and I'm really excited. I like Jean. She's so
Oh yeah,
sweet.
she's great. I love Jean. She's awesome.
Um, and I don't have anything else till next weekend, and I'm still working on promos and stuff. So it's not in my brain what I need to know. It's been a wild week. Well, finalizing getting this car and everything, and my brain's been elsewhere. So y'all have a happy Fourth. Thank you for being here, and we will see you soon. Bye for now.
Bye, everybody.